think you probably are overusing it. We're at game, 9 today? And I keep saying this, and eventually I can't use it anymore. It's still early in the year. We're trying to figure out our way, get some traction in our game. And I think other teams are doing that as well. So litmus test, big game, and what they all are. And played some really good teams. We're going to play another one tonight on Thursday and Saturday, 2 more.
What's it mean to you as a coach to have the center depth that you do, especially when you come into these games on the road?
Well, our road record has been a nice, not that we played a lot of games, but it's been a pleasant addition to our team. And a lot of that is due to the 3 centers, the ability to not have to worry about matches, whether you're trying to apply them or get away from them. 3 responsible centermen with size, all pretty good in the face-off circle, play on both sides of the puck, and can provide offense. So it certainly helps the coaching staff out. And that's one thing that we found is we're not juggling lineups within games to get matchups.
So that allows you to stay maybe more in rhythm, Todd, where sometimes the old debate behind the bench in the middle of the game is I need the matchup, but then I lose a guy, right?
Absolutely, and the play of our fourth line has allowed us to do that too. They're good for 10, 12 minutes a night, real solid play so far. Probably been our most consistent line throughout the season. So it's allowed us to roll 4 lines and not worry about, hey, who's coming, who's on the ice. Hand off responsibility to everybody.
What are you seeing from Moore this season that's allowed him to get off to a hot goal-scoring start?
Everything that we saw prior to his injury last year. Trev is playing with a tremendous amount of pace. His edges, his mobility, escape skills, I talk about those all the time, are elite right now, probably the best on our team. And he's got a real good connection with Phil Deneau. Arthur Kalev's trying to work his way into there, and as they get to figure each other out, we hope that line becomes very good, but Trevor plays a big part in it.
Todd, we hear a lot about it's a young man's game now in the league, but you look down the rosters of teams that are good, like yourself included, there's a lot of veterans. Like, how do you sort of reconcile having young guys in the roster but also needing those veterans?
Well, it's a balance. The veterans are essential if they're carrying their weight. And right now, our 3, if you want to include Trevor Lewis, former Stanley Cup champs, are carrying their weight. They're doing what they need to do, and we talk about their leadership qualities and all that type of stuff. The best leadership you can have is when they're playing well on the ice and everybody's watching them do it. And then they follow everything else away from the rink, it augments that. But we're fortunate to have that. On the other side of the coin, we've retooled our team over the past few years. We have youth that's been injected, but the youth isn't maybe young age-wise, but it's not young hockey-wise anymore. They've been around long enough to have a consistent impact night in and night out. So that's where our team's at. I'm not sure what's going on elsewhere, but that's how we fit in.
We talked a lot about the depth scoring among the forwards, but I think you have 7 goals from the blue line as well. How much more balance is that at when you're also getting a threat from the back end?
Well, it certainly helps. Again, we go back to the matchup issue. When you have 3 pairs that can contribute offensively or at least be part of it, it makes it even more difficult. And our shooting mentality from the top, I think, is stronger this year than it was last year. We see Drew, he's using his shot and it's been effective, but the others are following, and more offenses coming off that than perhaps the rush or the entries than we've seen in the past.
Todd, how surprised are you to be leading the league in goals scored and shooting percentage?
Well, one goes with the other. I don't think you lead the league in scoring with a real low shooting percentage, and we're a volume shooting team, so put all the math together or whatever, it makes sense that will happen. But I've heard the word normalize I don't know how many times over the last few weeks, and I'm hoping that we can use that with the defensive part of our game. We can normalize that part of it. So volume shooting, high conversion rate, you're probably going to score a lot. The recipe's there, but I don't think we can expect to stay at the shooting percentage number that we're at right now. It is high, and we're happy that it is, but it'll probably normalize.
If memory serves, I think you guys started a little looser defensively last
Oh,
year,
yeah.
and then tightened up as you
You're an elephant, aren't you? Yeah, we were the exact same way, and I think, after going through it for 2 years now, when you add offensive players to your lineup, it happened with Fiala last year, it happened with Dubois this year, perhaps everybody takes on an offensive mindset, and we have been rewarded for it, but we still have responsibilities at the other end of the ring. Lately, it's been getting better. Early in the year, not so good, but it has been improving, and we have to remember who we are and what we do well, and make sure that we're taking care of that part of the game.
October tends to have so many high-scoring games, as you say, teams trying to figure out their defensive system, and coaches tend to have a little bit more patience saying it's early, but when is your benchmark of it getting late, so to speak?
Probably when we get to that uncomfortable line. I'll keep saying it's early, but I don't know when that is. Again, for our team, we've been together for a long time, yet we brought key pieces in that have taken on a lot of responsibility right off the bat. Primarily Pierre-Luc, power play situation. Our power play looks different, it feels different. We lost some hands, some key people. So Pierre-Luc's trying to fit in there. It needs time. The defensive mindset, I think, is coming. So hopefully in the next week or two here, we can quit saying it's early in the season and we found our footing.
What stood out to you about John Tavares and Willie Nylander's opponents?
I'm sorry?
What has stood out to you as preparing for John Tavares and Willie Nylander's opponents?
Well, the combination of the two, and it's been there all season. It's not like it just showed up 2 days ago. The two of them have found each other. They play off each other real well. Tavares in the face-off circle, they start with the puck an awful lot. And that's really important for them. They don't waste a lot of energy chasing it back to their end. Anybody that's gone on that wing seems to augment the two of them. So it's not just about one individual with that line. It's the three and how they play off of each other.